conversation we were having about this jury. Now, you had mentioned, Michelle, that you thought that some of this, actually, it's a perfect segue because we were talking about the effect, some of the things that are going on outside and around this trial and the effect it may have on what's going on inside the courtroom. There we saw another protest going on, this one in St. Paul, about 20 minutes from the courthouse. And I wanted to dig a little deeper into what you were saying. So you were talking a little bit about some of these outside influences, what was going on inside the courtroom. And I think also COVID-19 is having an effect because when you look at the potential juror pool, it's skewing a lot younger than one would suspect.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, not having seen a ton of trials up to this point, at least in Texas, we've had some. I've been wondering what COVID-19 is still going on, what kind of impact that will have on jury panels and on who ends up on our juries. And I think we're seeing that in the Chauvin trial, that we're seeing a group that skews a little younger than what we would normally see. One of my concerns, just based on the demographics of the people who have been less concerned about COVID and less inclined to wear masks, would be that people who kind of, curve more towards the conservative end of politics might be more likely to show up. And I don't know if that's the case, but I definitely think younger people are being shown to be a little bit more prevalent in this group of people than what we normally see with juries.
Yeah, they're definitely skewing younger. We have a bunch of folks between the ages of 20 and 40. We just got a couple in the last couple of days that are in the 50 range, and we even have a grandma now at the age of 60. But that's the top number there, the 60-year-old grandmother. And I wanted to ask you, do you think that plays either way? You mentioned that perhaps the fact that they're not, there's the potential that they may be so more pro-government, pro-police, conservative because of their attitudes towards COVID. But overall, there's a conventional wisdom about younger jurors that they may not be the best for the defense.
I think there is a conventional wisdom that in this case, they may not be the best for the defense. I also think that these younger jurors have been exposed to a level of diversity and acceptance of other people that don't maybe look just like them or think just like them through social media that makes them different than older jurors who haven't had that same exposure for most of their adult lives. And so that's a really interesting piece of these younger jurors is just their use and exposure to social media information and how that has impacted their worldview.
No question about it. All right, still so much more to dig into. We're actually, when we come back, Michelle, we're going to take a look at each